Using the bail pliers, obviously you've got the 6 different sizes, and what I want to do is I'm going to just go by the largest one.
Perfect. Okay, perfect.
Okay, just popping it in there. And all I'm going to do is just squeeze the wires. You see there that I've just squeezed them. And when I take it off, it gives me that really nice shape.
Ah, yeah.
Can you see?
I can see why you've put these pliers in the bundle actually at the bottom of the screen. Yeah,
because it gives it that nice shape. Now you can tweak this and have this is where you can determine the size of your cross, because obviously this is the bottom part, which is going to be a bit bigger than normally.
Oh, this is
the
this bit at the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, look at this. So this is this bit at the bottom there. Fantastic.
We're just forming that bit there.
Okay.
So by sort of moving the wires about, you can sort of think where those wires cross is going to be the centre.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is going to give you an idea of how big this cross is going to be. So when you're happy with that, what we do now, so I've got my 2 wires coming out to the side. What I'm going to do is again pop my pliers in. Now you can use either the same size again, or you can maybe go down a size.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm probably going to go down a size. A lot of this I do tend to do by eye. So I'm just looking at where I think it's going to be, and I'm just pulling that wire around.
Gosh, it moves.
You can see that?
Yeah, really takes that shape, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then when I take that out and sort of bend it a bit.
Perfect, yeah, you can see that taking shape.
Yeah. Taking shape. Okay, so now, all right, I'm going to do the same with this wire coming out here. So I'll just put that back to how it was.
That's a slightly longer piece.
Yeah, so I've done it on one side, now I'm going to do it on the other side.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay, now again, this is how you can get that consistency.
It looks like you're leaving almost an inch worth of wire there.
It's just having a look at it by eye.
Yeah.
If you do like to measure, if you are a measurer, then measure it and think, you can measure it. And what you'll see, and I'll just see if I can show this properly, is that the wire here is going to kind of go in the middle of this loop that I'm forming here.
Yeah, you can see that, yeah.
Yeah. So
perfect.
That's coming out through the middle of that cross. So this one's come up behind it, okay? Yeah. Right. So it takes a bit of tweaking. Obviously, you can take the time to make sure it's nice and right. Now, just have a little look at it. So actually, I'm going to reposition that. So I want to bring this wire that was going through the middle, I want it to just come to the front. And you can easily just move that. So if you see now, I've just moved it. So I've got one in the front and one at the back, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to position them now. So I'm just pulling them up towards what will be the top of the cross. So the one that was behind it, with my fingers, I'm just bringing it up and just curving the wire with my hands.
Okay,
just run it along and it will curve. Now the other wire that's on the front, I'm just going to kind of lock behind.
Ah,
that
nice.
arm.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Now, play about with this and make sure you get it nice and even.
Okay.
Okay, so you can kind of see there now how we've got that shape there.
Yeah, it's taking shape. Lovely.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you play about with it and you get it nice and even and consistent, but you can pop your pliers back in and you can tweak it about a little bit. All right, and don't worry about this middle bit too much because that's going to be covered. All right, so
perfect.
Have a tweak. So now I'm happy. I've got those wires there, and obviously here, where the wires are crossing here, is going to be the top, the very top, before the bail.
Okay.
Okay. So now, taking my hammer.
I love the hammering block.
Love the hammer. We're just going to hammer. And what I want to do is, because I really don't want to mark the wire, I want to just try. I'm just going to hit it. So it's going to be a bit tingy. Sorry.
That's all right.
It's just by doing that you can see.
Oh yeah, you can see.
It's
Look
changed
at that.
it.
Yeah, it's gone really flat.
Yeah. And so all I'm going to do, obviously you can see those marks there. So I'm just going to work up a bit and they'll disappear.
So we've now only got 20 of this tool bundle left at $24.95. Details at the bottom of your screen if you want to add that to your order. Just bear in mind it is limited in quantity now.
Okay, so I've just done that, and then again I'm going to repeat.
And why are you doing this? Is it to improve the look of it, or to work hard on it? Or?
One, it does strengthen it a bit, but two, I just quite like the look of it.
Yeah, so do I.
I really do like the look of it. You'll see where the wires are in the middle and they're crossing.
Yeah.
I don't want to hammer any of the crossed wires. If you hammer crossed wires, you can weaken them.
Ah, okay? Interesting, okay.
And it can sometimes make them snap. And to be honest, these are going to be covered anyway, so it's more for decorative detail on the outside.
Yeah, more for kind of aesthetic qualities.
Yeah,
okay, lovely.
so just make sure that you do only hit the outside. Okay?
Brilliant.
And then if you want to hammer this bit here, you can just give it a quick These bits, again, are a bit trickier because they're higher up. There you go. Okay. So that's the first part of the frame.
Perfect.
There. Okay.
Gorgeous.
There he is. Doesn't look so pretty at the moment. Okay. So now what we need to do is putting that to one side. I want to take the 0.6 wire.
Okay.
And I'm going to twist it. Now we do sell a wire twister tool, so that is perfect for this. However, I didn't have one because I keep missing out on it.
Yeah, do check the website for availability. I know we had it on the show yesterday, which was Sunday.
Yeah.
It did go very, very quickly. I think we had another 100 allocated to the late show as well, and I assume they sold out as well.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it, you can actually use. You can actually do it without the wire.
So I'm going to show you how, because I actually did all of these without a wire twister.
Oh, did you?
I did, and yes, there are ways of doing it as well. There are other homemade ways of doing it. You know, I didn't. I did it all by hand.
Fantastic.
Thought I had to really. I've got to practice what I preach. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a short length off just to show you. But what I would do is I would need to probably about a metre folded in half.
Okay.
Okay, so you'd get a metre of length. Although I'm doing a shorter version, but I would probably have a metre. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it in half again, just as I did before, and find the centre. Okay, pop your pliers in. And you want to pop them right at the smallest part of your pliers because I really don't want there to be a loop for this. This is just to give me something to anchor on.
Okay, lovely.
Okay, so I'm holding it nice and tight with my pliers, and literally I'm using my thumb and my finger to twist. So you can see that?
Yeah.
And what I do to try and get a nice consistent twist is I kind of put my fingers right up against where the wires are split and really sort of keep them. If you pop your fingers in like that, it will keep the twist a bit more consistent.
Yeah,
see?
I can see that.
If I do that, I'm putting my finger in.
That's actually really uniform. I would have thought it would have been really kind of haphazard. That's actually really, really uniform. That's lovely.
I do apologise, this is going to wreck my nail varnish.
That's all right,
Shouldn't have done it, but so you can see, you're just going to pop my fingers in, twist, pop my finger in, twist, you know, and you can keep going and going. And obviously, it is quite a uniform twist. It is going to take a little bit of time, so you know, take your time to do it. Okay, so.
I love this, Blue Peach style.
Here's what I twisted earlier.
Once you've done it,
it looks like this. So I've got a nice length of twisted wire.
Lovely, it looks like a braid. It's gorgeous.
Does, yes. Now what I'm going to do with this really is quite freeform really. You know, what I want to do is I want to kind of create an inner frame.
Okay.
So you can see here I've got a tiny little loop, which is the loop that I used. You see that there? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we can see that.
That was obviously where I hand twisted it.
Yeah.
Proof I hand twisted it. So what I'm going to do, that can come in handy if you want to hook it on a wire at a later point. But what I want to do is almost repeat what we did for this. So bring the two ends together. And again, using your pliers, but maybe go down a size because it's going to go on the inside.
Okay.
And just to get that shape again, see? And then we want to tweak it about, but we want to place it in the middle. So you can see I'm placing that there. And I can see now I want to secure it now. In a way, I'm going to kind of mimic what I did before.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I want to do is kind of lock it at the same time.
Okay.
So I need to make
Just
sure.
put your hands over to the right a little bit, Laura. That's lovely. Thanks, love.
I want to make sure I can kind of anchor it as well, because obviously if I just do that, it's not going to have anything to secure it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So popping the wires through. All I'm doing is popping them through. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just popping it through the arm.
Yeah, through the eye of one of the cross.
Yeah, the sort of arm part.
Yeah.
Okay, and just pulling. And what I can do now is a bit of free form.
And you're just helping to anchor it really, aren't you?
So all I've done there, this is going to be a bit hard to see, but you should be able to see, I've just wrapped it to the arm now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then using this bit of wire here, again using my thumb or your pliers, I'm just going to sort of twist, do a little twirl, and that's going to sit inside. You see that there? Yeah. And then again on the other side, this wire is twisted together are obviously going to be quite strong because it is 0.6.
Yeah, of course. So you're effectively getting a 1.2 millimeter gauge wire. Don't forget, both these wires come in the in the collection that we've just bought you for $59.95, as well as your 3 gems of distinction strands. You're getting 30 meters of wire. as well, which is just fantastic. So you get your opal, you get your hessonite garnet, and you get your hessonite garnet, opal,
sunstone.
and sunstone. Thanks, lovey. And you get your 30 metres of gold-plated copper wire as well, and that's all for less than £60. So you know.
Okay.
You hardly use any of the wire yet.
No, you don't. And so you can see there, just playing about. I mean, this is a bit of a free-form thing. Just try and anchor it either side. So that's, if I let that go, it is still, in a way, it's held now. And then I want this wire to come up and it's going to go inside there. Okay, so I'll just place that so you can see that's 1/2.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I would repeat with this side. So with this side, I'm going to just, again, quickly anchor it. Try and, if you are doing this, try and make them as symmetrical as you can. So try and think, I did a loop there, so I'm going to do a loop on the opposite side. They don't have to be identical, but it's quite nice to have a bit of uniformity.
Yeah. And this is presumably giving you the opportunity as well, when you're twisting this wire, when you're working this wire, to start attaching the gemstones onto the cross as well. It's giving you more opportunity
it gives more
to do
anchor points.
Yeah,
yes.
lovely.
Okay, so it's starting to take shape now, as you can see.
Yeah, gorgeous.
I've got my wires. And you can go sort of wrap around the middle part. Remember that the middle part is going to be hidden, so you can get away with making a little bit of wrapping. So I just want to bring this wire to that place. It's looking a bit of a mess at the moment, but it will all come together.
It will, I promise.
Promise. You can see
fantastic.
there. You can see it's just getting that shape, okay? So once you've done that, then you want to use the 0.4 wire.
Ah, here we go.
Because this is the anchoring wire. And this is where you can start adding the beads.
Lovely.
Because I like to add the beads before I finish the bail off, because you don't actually sometimes know what you. Sometimes you need to see the finished piece before you know how you want to decorate the bail.
Sometimes you want to use gemstones on the bail as well, so there's no point finishing it off until you're sure of what you want to do with the gems.
No. Whoops.
Lovely.
If you want to lock it, then obviously I've got all these wires here. I can at this point bring them into place, because I can just kind of wrap that wire around for now.
Okay.
And then that will lock it all into shape.
Yeah.
See there, all I did was just wrap that wire, one of these wires around the other one. Yeah. And it just makes it a bit easier to work from. So you can have a play about with it. Now, obviously, the way that I do the centre part is I want to choose a really nice, so I'm going to cut a nice workable length of 0.4 wire off. Because ideally, I want to do all of this with one piece of wire.
Oh my goodness me, wow.
I know. Although this reel's going a little bit mad at me.
It has gone a bit mad, isn't it? It's slinky.
Yeah, slinked right at me. Anyway, so what I want to do is I'm going to start off with that cross, with the focal point of the centre. So I'm just taking that 0.4 wire, and I'm just going to wrap it around the actual cross itself. Okay, so just wrap it to anchor the wire. And then I've got my long length here. So you want to choose a nice stone?
I'm just picking out some of my favourite gemstones actually whilst you were talking. That is my favourite.
Okay, well that can go in the bottom drop there. So what I want is a nice, when you've got these beautiful garnets,
faceted ones,
and they're faceted and they just catch the light, and they've got such a lovely shape and variety. So I'm going to just choose one of these and make sure your wire's not got any little kinks in it. I'm going to pop it on.
Lovely, lovely.
Okay, and that little bead will kind of sit right in the middle. You can see.
Oh, I can see where you've chosen that.
Sits
yes.
right in amongst all that wire.
So it's pointing out, isn't it? And you can see all those beautiful facets.
You see that to the side?
Yeah, look at
there
that.
It is.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
There you go. So just again, putting the wire to the back. Now what I can do now is just secure that. All I'm doing is just randomly wrapping the wire. And then, because obviously at the moment it's wobbly. If I do that, it's like a wobbly tuff. So what I'm going to do is taking this thinner wire as well, see if I can show the best way to show this, and I'm actually just going to wrap it.
Oh, you're wrapping it around the gem?
Around the gem.
Yeah.
Push the gem in nice and tight, because it's got almost like little grooves in where we've been doing the wire work.
Exactly, yeah.
And just wrap. And you'll almost form like a nest. Can you see that nest?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. That's it.
This is just really a matter of kind of common sense, isn't it, when you're setting these gemstones? You don't have to necessarily be a master at wire work. No. It's all about just feeling the wire and just going with your gut instinct, really, isn't it? And securing
it as well. And,
fantastic.
You know, you don't want it to wobble. So I've got that sort of secure now, because the drill hole being where it is in these types of gemstones, you know, it's right down at the bottom, and you don't want it to be wobbly or anything. You want it to be nice and secure.
Yeah, of course.
So that's going to give it that strength. And then I'm just going to go around the whole frame again, and you know, just sort of strengthen it all up a little bit. Okay, and then you'll see now that's fitted in, and that's a lot more.
It's a lot more secure, yeah, definitely.
Okay, and turn that to the side, and you can see it looks nice as well, I think.
What a lovely centre point.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, obviously, when you've got the sunstone, you just basically keep going, and you can add some and weave it, and weave your wire sort of in. So if I wanted to pop, I'll only do a couple. If I wanted to pop a sunstone on, say, I can just bring the wire to the point where I might want it to go. You've got these lovely little circles, so you can use them.
Use them.
To thread the wire on, see? So now, just threaded that on straight through.
See, that's lovely.
And then I can bring the wire through to the other side, and I can pop another one on.
It's just it is very, very freeform, isn't it?
It is. It's structured very slightly, but it is a lot of freeform as well. It's structured for me.
It's gorgeous.
So yeah, and you can just position that how you want that to sit. So you can play about with that, and then you can finish off maybe on some of them. I've done the little drops.
Yeah, I like this.
So all I've done for that is I've just brought the same piece of wire.
Oh, look, and that one's different to that one. That's interesting.
Yeah, I've just that one I added on separately, because you can see I've added the wire on separately.
Yeah, that one there, yeah.
Yeah, whereas on this one, what I'm going to do is I'll show you the one next to it, is I've still got my wire and I found it, I've brought it to the point where the wire is going to go, and all you do is simply pop on some of the sunstones, and I use them because they're the rondel shape. So I'll just pop a couple of them on, so for example. So,
there you are, sweetheart.
So I got 2 of them, say. All right, and then when you're doing a gemstone like these, you like this one, don't you?
Yeah, it's my favourite one.
Okay, so all I'm going to do is, this is a lovely way to wrap these. So they're top drilled, which is lovely. And again, this is the other reason we went for the 0.4 wire.
Yeah.
Because it will go through all of these.
Yeah, these are all gems of distinction gems, which is quite unusual that you're using wire with them. I would never have thought I could use wire with gems of distinction gems.
First thing I started doing was, before I even knew about jewellery making, years ago when I first started jewellery making, this was my type of gemstones and wire.
Ah, nice.
So
that's fantastic.
I'm just going to do the best I can to show you this. So I've slid it up to about here. I'll move my hand out of the way. There
Look at that opal. That is amazing.
And what I want to do is just bend it so it's like that, if you can see that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just position it. I'll move my hands now.
Yeah, that's okay.
So you can see it's just like that.
Lovely, yeah.
All right. And then just bring that wire back up here, so it's almost like a triangle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can just simply, right up to the bead underneath it, you just twist, and that will secure that bead onto it. Obviously, if you've got a where I was going then, there, and then you can bring this wire back up. You can wrap around the gemstones, or you can just go straight behind it.
You can form a little bead cap like you've done on top of some of these as well, can't you?
Yeah, that would just be going down the gemstone a bit further.
Yeah, nice.
So you'd have it like that.
I really like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So then you would finish all of that off how you want and have it so you're all nice and happy with it. And here's one I did a lot neater, and it looks a lot different. So there's that one that would have already done in that stage. Okay.
Wow, fantastic.
If you find yourself with a few extra wires, you can just wrap them around it. Okay, so now I'm in that place. I've decorated with another gemstone here, so you can just completely go to town with them and make them completely different.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the basic. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how we've gotten to this point. We formed our cross, and how we might want to think like what we're going to do now.
Okay.
How we're going to do the bail.
Ah, right. Okay.
On this example, I've got the twisted wire here still, and I actually had quite a long length of it here, so it's actually gone straight up. And I could, if I wanted, hold all 3 of them together just like that, pop my pliers in, again, choose the size that you want.
Now with this 6-step loop, with the 6-step bail maker, we've only got single figures left of this tool bundle now, which is $24.95. It's been very, very popular. You get your chasing hammer and block, your 6-in-1 pliers, and your nylon round nose pliers as well. We've into single figures of that bundle now for $24.95. Details at the bottom of the screen if you want to add that to your order.
Okay. Well, I'll show you. That's how, if I'd have wanted to do a simple one like that, I could have.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. I'm going to show you a nice woven bail.
I like it.
Because everybody likes the woven bail, so I'm going to show you how to do a woven bail. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have to use that wire just because it's there. It doesn't have to be used in the bail.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, just straightening out what I've just done. So you'll see that the wires will go in a nice natural V.
Yeah, lovely.
All right, I'm just going to move this wire out of the way, and what I want to do, oh, I've got the mad wire.
We've got a nice question for you actually, Laura.
Okay.
We had a text in, have we? We've had loads of texts in saying how much they're enjoying, well, saying how much people are enjoying this, which is
good.
lovely.
Oh, that's nice.
We have actually had a question in as well.
Okay.
We're just looking for it now. From Elizabeth in Hampshire. And it says, "Dear Laura and Carol, I think your crosses are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
What I would like to know is how you hammer wire first before you make the cross.
I would like to
Or would it be too brittle?
Oh, can you hammer the wire first
Can you
before
hammer the
you
wire
make,
first?
or wouldn't it?
Oh, so can you basically form the cross shape with hammered wire, or do you need to make the cross shape first, then hammer the wire?
Yeah, no, make the cross shape first, then hammer the wire, because when you hammer wire, if I've got 2 seconds, and it would be very quick, I'm going to show you what I mean. When you hammer a piece of wire, and you make that flat,
she's going for it.
you can, you'll see now when I try to form this, how much, look at what happens.
Oh, that's going to break, isn't it?
It's not going to go into that nice smooth shape. See how it's kind of gone like that? It doesn't like going
it loses its malleability, doesn't it?
You could do this to it. You could do something if you were keeping it flat. So you could do it like that. But if you were doing anything where you wanted it to sort of look flat frontally, then it wouldn't work.
Okay,
and you
that's
can see
interesting.
why. I just wanted to show you that that's what would happen.
No, that's great.
All right.
No, thank you for that text, Louise. Your name's not Louise. Your name's Elizabeth. Thank you very much.
And also, it's just harder to use it. You've just got to make things as easy for yourself as possible.
So make it into the shape, then hammer it. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself a nice length of wire off.
Yep.
To be honest with you, you can actually work straight from the spool on this one, but mine's gone a little bit mad, so I'm not going to attempt it.
Slinky-ish.
It's gone a little bit insane. So I've got my 3 wires here, okay, and I want this nice V shape coming out of it.
Lovely. Okay.
All right. Now what I'm going to do is anchor my wire just to one of the wires. So I'm going to anchor the 0.4 to one of the frame wires. Just going to do sort of 2 or 3. If I push them down, they go right down into the weave anyway.
Yeah, lovely.
So what I want to do is bring the wire to the other side, and I'm going to go, so see the best way I can show this. So I'm going to go over this wire. I'm going to bring the wire through the middle.
Yeah.
Pull it nice and tight. I want to really, this wire is nice and strong, and I'm holding everything really secure.
Yeah.
So pull it nice and tight, and I want to go over to the next, to the other wire.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to wrap the wire all the way around. And I want it to go back through the middle.
So you're literally weaving.
Yeah, you're weaving. You're doing like a figure of 8, but you're doing an extra wrap in the middle.
Ah,
Okay?
right.
So I've done that, and I'm pushing it nice and tight so that if you can see there, the coils are nice. Don't look at my bad nails.
That's all right, darling.
Hide them all.
Oh, I see, yeah.
See? So if you show that, I can show the next bit actually. So I'm going to go over this piece here.
Yeah, that's over.
Nice,
Push
and
it
pull
down.
it nice and tight. Back around through the middle.
Ah, so I can see the extra loop, yeah.
Yep. And then I can come over to the other side now. And if you can see there.
And then you're going to go back round that again.
Back through to the middle. Over to the other side.
So it is like a figure of 8, but rather than going left, right, it's left, right, left, right.
Yeah,
isn't
you've
it?
got an extra wrap in the middle, and that makes
And
it
what
have
does
that.
that do?
It keeps it. I'll show you if I just do a figure of 8. So if I just go like this without doing that wrap in the middle, you don't get as it kind of doesn't sit as nicely. See how it's kind of springing up a little bit? It does still do a nice weave.
Just hold it still there.
But can you see
Oh
the
yeah,
difference?
I can see. Yeah, it's not as it's It's not sitting as nicely. It's not actually separated as much as when you do that extra loop.
Yeah, that extra loop kind of keeps it all nice and tight, and it makes it look nice and coiled.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
and that's the difference, and that's why I like that extra loop. So if I've
never noticed that on your pieces. That's really interesting.
So I just go around, and the way I did the one that was slightly different is I just did 3 wraps.
Yeah, you can see it now. Look at this.
So with that one, I just went 1.
So 3 wraps,
2,
and then a full one.
3
wraps
over to the other side.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can kick the wires out here. So if you can see what I've just done there, I've just done that so that, there.
Yeah, you've put 3 wraps around that first one.
What I've done there is I've just kicked the wires out so I can find my wires nicely. So yeah, I've done 3 wires there. 1, 2, 3. Push it nice and across, and then over to the other side.
1. Gosh, so you can actually get the most amazing effect really, really simply, can't you? That's fantastic.
2.
So you've used the 2 main wires. What do you do with the twisted wire?
With that, to be honest with you now, what I could do is if I've done the whole of the bail. So what I was just going to say quickly is you would weave all the way up to the height of the bail. So what you would want to be that height. When you get to that place and you're happy, push the weave as close to there so it's all nice and tight as it's going to be. Now what I'm going to do is take my pliers, I'm just going to kick the wires in like a diamond shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to kind of tease them back, and then it will create like a nice big diamond.
So
like
make it thicker. Yeah.
Can you see that okay there?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then I would weave all the way back up to here and to the same sort of height.
And then you bend it in the middle.
And then you would bend it over that diamond point. So I'm going to imagine I've done that. So I would use my pliers.
And imagine you've done the weave.
Yeah, I've done it. It's all nice and woven and pretty. And then you just bring the wires, so if you can see, just bringing the wires all the way down.
Yeah, and imagining you've woven all the way down
this
to that point where your thumb is.
Yeah, it's all be woven.
Yeah.
And I'm just pushing it in, so I want those wires to touch.
Yeah, okay.
I want them to be as close as I can. Now this twisted piece here, I can use that.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I like that.
To wrap around here. Okay?
That's nice.
It's all about improvising it, and I tend to think, well, I'm going to look at everything that I do and see how can I embellish this. So now I've still got 2 pieces of wire here.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to have that nice long extra length of wire.
Yeah.
And this is when you can sort of have a bit of a play about. Now you could be quite simple.
Right, Laura, thank you. Sorry, darling.
I'm positioning myself in the wrong place, haven't I?
No, not at all. It's fine. It's great.
So what I could do now, I've got these options now. I could just cut that off and leave it as nice and simple.
Yeah.
If I've got some weaving wire left, obviously if I've gone off with a spool, and imagine that was at the bottom, so I've done all my woven bail and I've still got this nice long length left. What you can then do, a bit time consuming but worth it, is hand coil.
Oh, like make your own gizmo.
Yeah, so if you see, you just literally hand coil this. Okay.
So you're using the thicker wire as like a mandrel and the 0.4 as the gizmo coil.
The gizmo coil, yeah, that's right.
Lovely.
And you just keep going. So I'll just get a nice little section going.
Fantastic. This is all about making these pieces your own and kind of adding the gemstones that you want, adding the little bits that you want, adding the twists that you want. Don't forget, everything that Laura's using here is either in the tool bundle, which is at the bottom of the screen, or in the Masterclass Cross Pendant Golden Sunset bundle, which is at the side here, at the side there, for $59.95. You're getting your opal, your sunstone, your hestonite garnets, your 30 metres of white. There it all is. It's incredible. And they're all gems of distinction strands, and it's all for less than £60, which is just incredible.
So what I've done now is, so imagine I've coiled this all the way across, and I just want to show you what a difference this effect will look. So if you can see there.
Yeah, you've coiled. Yeah, lovely.
Right, so see the difference that happens now when you bring that across there.
Ah, nice.
And see how that's changed the look of it?
Yeah, it has.
So if I'd have coiled all the way down, I could wrap several times around there. And that's how you get that nice coiled effect. And that's basically, then I can finish and I can think, right, okay, I'm happy now. I could do a little spiral there if I want. It really is just about improvising and playing about with it and thinking, like I said, I've done 3 different bails and I have touched on all 3 of those bails for you. And then just to finish off your lovely pendant,
right?
Just to show you can buy this bundle and walk away with a wearable pendant.
Go on then.
Wearing it.
Go on.
Using your 1 mil wire.
Yes.
Cut a nice length of about 16, 17 inches, however long you want your necklace to be. Cut it. Okay, feel free, you can hammer it if you want to, just to give it a bit of strength. Take your round nose pliers and just pop them in. And what I'm doing is I've just created a hook.
Okay.
I haven't actually gone all the way around. I didn't want it to meet, it's just a hook. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so you've just got 2 hooks.
Yeah.
Pop on your
finished pendant.
Finished pendant. And then hook together. And you've got a nice choker.
Isn't that gorgeous?
And that's a nice, simple way to finish it off. And, you know, I mean, that's a very simple way. Or you could twist it. If you've got, you could twist the 2 1 mils together and have that twisted rope look.
That would be nice.
That would look really nice. Or you could just coil it. You could just put a gizmo on it.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
Now, I know you wanted to create this kind of classic look, and you wanted to give people the chance to come in and get this gorgeous golden look, because it's a very classic look.
Yeah.
But I know you also wanted to do something a little bit more girly as well, which is using pink wire, silver wire, druzy, and I love this equally. I think it's just gorgeous, this one. Talk to us a bit about what inspired you to make this pink bundle.
Well, you know, when we did come up with the materials for this, we wanted it to be what we said it would be, a classic. You know, when you're doing something like a cross is very classic, and you want the materials to be classic. But that being said, you can still have fun and be girly about it as well. So,
oh, sorry.
So we wanted a nice focal. And you've got these beautiful, soft, sparkly drusies, so we just felt it would be absolutely perfect to go in the centre as a centre point. And then obviously we had the nice bit of silver just to brighten it up a little bit, really, and we just incorporated that in the coil, and I just thought it just made it a little bit more girly, you know, if you wanted a bit more fun, and just made a nice beaded necklace just to show how you can actually really, really go to town on it.
Yeah, I think it's gorgeous, this one. Sorry about that, Ed. I didn't see it was behind me there. Sorry, Livy. No, not at all. So let's talk about what you're going to be getting in this bundle. I didn't realise you were going to get all the gemstones as well. This is incredible. So you've got, here we go. So you've got your beautiful crackled white quartz drops. These are beautiful. I mean, you can actually put them mix them with the classic bundle that we've just done.
Mix them both up. They would both look beautiful together.
That'd be really nice. So gorgeous crackled white quartz faceted drops, as well as stunning rose quartz graduated plain ovals. This is such a lovely strand of rose quartz. The clarity on this strand's really lovely as well, isn't it? As well as having a gorgeous colour, the clarity is really, really beautiful. And then a strand of your stunning moonstone. Now this is rainbow moonstone, it's gems of distinction. And the great thing about using moonstone in a project like this is because the gemstones are, in most cases, are nice and spaced out, you get a lot of light getting to these individual gemstones, so you can get the shiller, you can get the quality that these gemstones are so famous for out of the gems, because you're being very, very economical with the gems in these designs. So you've got your 3 strands of gems here, 2 of them are gems of distinction, and you've got your crackle quartz. You're also going to be getting your druzy, which I love the fact you've used it at the centre. It's so
cute. It had to be done. It gives that lovely little shimmer of sparkle, and with the colour scheme, we thought it needed to be done.
Look at that beautiful little pink druzy there. That's druzy agate, which has basically been dyed this beautiful candy floss pink colour, and the sparkle is so, so, so sweet. And then you added the wire. Now, I love this combination of wire. We've got 10 metres of 0.4mm gauge silver plated copper wire. Fantastic precious metal plated wire. You've also got 10 metres of 0.6mm gauge baby pink coloured copper wire and 10 metres of 1mm gauge baby pink coloured copper wire. You could get exactly the same designs out of the bundle that you've got here. This is just a little bit more girly, a little bit more flirty, maybe for someone who's maybe a little bit younger. Fantastic for confirmation presents, for christening presents as well, because of course, the cross has that religious connotation as well. So whether it is going to be for a confirmation or whether it's going to be for a christening, I think going down this kind of route with this gorgeous colour theme is a really, really nice thing to do. And Ed was just saying his daughter's just had her first communion. What What a lovely kind of gift to give to your daughter or your niece or your granddaughter on her first communion. Really, really lovely thing to do. Now, we're going to give you a chance to come in and get this bundle. It's actually an even lower price than the last one we bought you. It is a huge saving you're making here. For 30 metres of wire, 0.4, 0.6, 1 mil, and 3 strands of gemstones. 2 of these are gems of distinction gems, which is wonderful, which means they're hand faceted and hand drilled, and your druzy. And here is your amazing price. $34.95. Now that is an even lower price than the sunset one that we just bought you. So by all means, come in and get this one. It's stunning. And Laura, you must get asked to do pendants like this a lot. You must get asked to do this for all sorts of people of all sorts of ages, for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the prototype in effect was for someone's niece whose 18th birthday.
Lovely.
And they wanted garnet because it was in January, so you know, it was the first one I did, and I suddenly had an image of what I wanted to have a go at, and I was a bit worried, thinking, oh, she's gonna be 18, will she like it? But she absolutely loved it.
I bet she did, yeah.
It was then, I loved making it so much. I actually really enjoy making these. It's just, they're so fun to sit and make. And I just love the outcome of every single one. And so you can
They're all so different.
Yeah, you could do a nice big one, you know, have it hanging down off of a really long chain, or you could do it quite small and have it quite petite, you know. So it's just, I just love the fact that you've got so much freedom with them, but it's still got a bit of structure. So.
And they're not massively time consuming either. No. And you're hardly using any gemstones in these as well. So if you do want to come in and get these, and maybe if you go to a craft fair and somebody says, oh, I like that cross pendant that you've got there, but I quite like it with, oh, I don't know, amethyst instead of rose quartz, then you could say, well, if you go away for kind of half an hour, come back, I'll have one ready made for you. This could be jewellery whilst you wait, couldn't it?
It could be.
Yeah.
You know, and also it's that fact that it's going to get that attention. People are going to see it and they're going to want to know, wow, that's a bit different. Where did you get that from?
Yeah.
And, you know, so and to be able to say, oh yeah, well I made it. Would you like one?
And how much would you charge for a necklace like this, Laura?
For one like that
with the gemstone.
Without the chain, I would charge £30 for one.
With the chain?
With a chain like that, you would probably have to add about another £15.
I think you would, because you've got genuine gemstones on here as well. And don't forget, you know, there's a lot of gemstones in the chain here. What's really caught my eye is, you've got to put into, you've got to factor in how long it takes you as well.
Yeah.
You know, it can take you quite a while to make these individual chains, especially if you're going to be doing something like this, which is a beautiful finding that Laura's made here as well, out of the wire. Would you be able to show us quickly how to make that? Because it would just be really nice to see how to make the whole thing.
Yes, no problem. So what we do is I use 1 mil wire for this, and so I want to, I'm going to do it from the reel actually. I like to do a tiny, right at the very bottom of your pliers, tiny loop. And the reason I like to do that is then there's no sharp edges. Because obviously if you don't have that, then there's that possible sharp edge of the wire.
Of course, yeah.
Do that, there's no sharp edges at all.
Lovely.
Okay? Then I like to use my pliers, the handle of my pliers, pop it on. You can use the little loop as a hook and just bend it around. So just trying to show how I've done that.
I love the way you're using your pliers for this.
There it is. Okay, take the pliers out. And there you have a little shepherd's hook.
Yeah!
And you can just straighten it up then. Pop your pliers back in and just wrap that wire back around. And then I just like cut it right in that bit there. All right, and I'm just gonna
awesome. Oh, okay.
And then that just goes like that.
Lovely.
And then you have a nice little...
See, that looks so professional, doesn't it?
And if you want to look really professional...
Ooh. Duper duper.
Hammer it. But, you know if you have an earring hook, you know when you have the tiny little flat bit?
Yeah.
That's how you can get it, just by hammering there.
Ah!
You just, if I just hold that up.
Why do you get that kind of hammered bit on an earring finding?
I don't know if it's meant to go for your ear easier, I'm not sure. But
sometimes the 925 stamp is stamped on there sometimes, but I think it looks really nice. That looks ever so professional.
And there you have, I just hold that up for you. And there you have a nice little...
Oh, that's lovely.
Hook.
I can see what you mean about the kind of hammered finish, and getting the chasing hammer and block is just lovely. We've literally got 7 left of the tool bundle, so by all means, come in and get it. It's amazing. You've got your 6-in-1 bail makers, you've got your nylon coated round nose pliers, you've got your chasing hammer and steel block, all for $24.95. Do add this onto your order because we've literally got 7 of this bundle left. Just fantastic. Laura, when you put these gemstone bundles together with the wire as well, when you put it all together and you started making your crosses, did you find that you were kind of halfway through and you made a mistake and you thought, I wish I'd have known that was going to happen? Was there anything that you can think of that you wish you'd have known before you started making these pieces that you can kind of
No, like I said, I think
everyone?
the best thing is to make sure you've got everything that you're ready. You know, I lay it out in your mind what you're going to do, have it ready. You know, don't have gemstones that aren't going to be suitable. So even if you just think, right, are those gemstones going to work? You know, you need to make sure you've got it all ready, and then you can just sit down, and when you start doing it, it will all just fall together, it all just form together. You know, you can add pieces of wire in. So say where we had,
do you want me to pass them into you?
I throw it down there. So say here, where I've got my little bit of wire here, I might add a piece of extra 0.6 wire and just go around to build it up. You know, you don't be afraid to add wire to it. Don't think, oh, I've ran out of my wire, oh, I can't add any. Because you can experiment. I mean, I know this looks a bit of a mess because it was done in a bit of a rush, but you know, you can see that with a bit of time and care, you can actually just plan it out and lay it out. Just be careful of your gemstones. Make sure that if you're going to use any of the drops that they're not too close to the edge, because sometimes if they are, you don't want them to snap or anything like that.
Exactly,
especially when they're in, and make sure they're supported really by wrapping that gemstone around it. Make sure it's all nice and solid, because the last thing you want, using 0.4 wire twisted, you know, if it's bending back and forth, then inevitably it could snap. And you don't want anything like that you don't want to give it to somebody or sell it and then find that it's snapped. So you want to make sure that everything is, you're happy with it, it's all nice and secure, and it's not going to be at risk of anything like that.
It's quite fun selecting the gemstones that you want to have in each one of these pieces. And when you look at maybe this, one of the things I love so much about this pink bundle is the fact that you've got these faceted drops which are drilled from top to bottom, and you can see how they work beautifully in the actual chain, but similarly in the centre of the design, because you only get one druzy with this, which is beautiful, but turning it on its end and using it in the same way that you use the garnet, so end on, is such a lovely way of using it. And particularly with this pink bundle, you've got the schiller from the moonstone, you've got the clarity from the rose quartz. You'll be able to see the wire going through these gemstones as well. So I think it is a different kind of quality to the sunset one that we've just seen, but I think it's got just as many merits, and there's just as much luster in there as well. Really, really pretty, and of course it's that little bit cheaper as well, which is always going to be a bonus. Thank you so much for this, Laura, because I know you're going to be inspiring so many people out there to come in and get these bundles, to have a go with wire which maybe you've already got. If you do want to add other gemstones to this, if you want to add other wire to this, if you want to do it but in a different colour, feel free to do that. This masterclass is here to inspire you and to inspire designs for you to work on. Having said that, I don't think I've seen bundles like this where you get 2 gems of distinction strands in your pink bundle for $34.95 and 3 strands of gems of distinction gems in your larger bundle, in the sunset bundle as well, which is just incredible. It's been amazing. You've clearly had so much fun making these.
It really is, and you know, the only other thing I say is wouldn't recommend using 0.25 wire for this, just because of that twisting and risk of breakage, you know, factor. So, but yeah, just sit and have fun. If anyone gets stuck, you know, I am on Facebook. Just give me a shout, and if I can help, I will.
That's nice, isn't it? Call her anytime. Not any time, not at like kind of 4 in the morning, but you know. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been brilliant having you with us today, Laura. It's been awesome. You're going to see Laura a little bit later on the Late Show. She's basically living here now.
I am.
She'll be with you between 5 and 9, so that's going to be good fun. We will put this masterclass on YouTube as well, so you can follow all of these incredible demos that we've seen Laura do today. Thank you so much. You've worked so hard on this. It's beautiful what you've made, and we look forward to doing another live masterclass soon. See you in a bit, guys. Bye.
Bye.